It says we're live. Another surprise live by Steve WB. Now we're going to be going live tonight. We're on the Pocket 3, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. And I didn't connect my wireless mic yet. I'm going to go ahead and try to connect that. And hold on, let me find the live one here so I can see any comments. We are going to be trying to fix the Creality K1 Max. I ordered a new main board for it. If you saw my short, you know that it took a crap on me basically. But I need to monitor my own live from a different channel so I can see the chat. All right, let me turn this mic on. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's working. And I got noise canceling on, so you won't have to hear my air conditioner. Okay. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to pull the K1 Max. I already unplugged everything. We're going to pull it out. I'm going to move the camera down. We're going to point it closer so you can see inside the bottom. And we're going to try to switch out the main board and then power it up and hopefully fix that. I had to put my Etsy ambitions on pause because only having one printer, I didn't want to receive even 3 or 4 orders, because if I did, I probably wouldn't be able to keep up with demand. I know it sounds weird, but I have the snap maker here that's running. It's printing robot parts. I have a big robot competition coming up. You can follow that on my Team Junkyard Dog channel. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab this K1 Max. It is right here. I'm going to try not to break the door because the door is glass. Turn it upside down. I just vacuumed this floor too. I'm dumping plastic all over the floor. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to go ahead and get right to it because I need to try to get this machine back up and running. Move my phone. Let me bring you guys closer. Move my Magic Coke. All right, let's see if I can get the, all right. Y'all can kind of see that, right? Let me find a, I think it's a 2 mil. So we have to take this off, which is the bottom plate. So that'll be our first step. Now this isn't a serious live. If anybody wants to pop in and say hello, by all means do. I figured if I was going to be working on this machine tonight, I might as well hang out with some of you guys if you get time to come by. If you don't, it's no big deal. I'm going to double check my audio one more time. Oh, I heard it. I'm getting old. I'm getting fat. I get out of breath. Maybe I should start exercising or something. But I've had a long-standing relationship with this K1 Max. I love it. It prints beautifully. And I had a comment on my video where I was complaining about this, saying I've about had enough of it. And somebody's like, I'll take it. And it kind of made me realize that I take my situation for granted. I don't want to seem like ungrateful towards the printer or like I really don't like it. But the fact that the main board was faulty right out the gate and I couldn't update firmware or anything like that, and Creality told me just don't update firmware, it kind of got things started off on the wrong foot. But with that being said, I've had it for a while now, and I've worked on pretty much everything in this printer. So it is what it is. We'll keep going. We'll carry on. I need to take a photo just to make sure that I plug everything back in where it goes. I've had this main board out before. It's not my first time. It's Too Funny Monkey. Hello, it's Too Funny Monkey. Welcome to my channel. I'm working on my Creality K1 Max. We're going to be pulling and swapping out the main board. All right, so the way I like to do stuff like this, what was that noise? Oh, I'm printing robot parts over here on the Snapmaker. I'm going to take the new main board, and I'm just going to basically start pulling stuff from here, plugging it into here, and then slide this one out and slide this one in. I think, because I don't want to get too ahead of myself and forget where something goes. I did take a picture though, so we'll see. I had to pull this main board out before, probably the first 6 months that I had this machine, because I had to reflash the firmware. I had to wipe the memory of the main board, hook it up to my computer, power it from an external source, and put firmware back into it. Now this new main board is supposed to already have the firmware in it, so fingers crossed. I can just swap this board and plug it up and everything will be okay. Rarely do things just go that way. Let me get, I'm gonna go ahead and leave this right here. I'm gonna pull the screws out of the main board. If you guys, other than not having a ground to me, like grounding myself out so I don't arc the board, if you see anything that I'm doing crazy, you can let me know. Probably won't stop me, but at least I'll know next time, right? So if you're still watching It's Too Funny Monkey, what's your channel about? If you want to drop a link for others to see, go right ahead. All right, so that's out. I had to pull that out so I could get to this Ethernet cord right here and plug that in. I wish I could give you guys a better view. I don't know how well you can see that. Maybe that's a little better. But I think at some point I'm just going to have to suck it up and just pull the rest of the connectors out. But I like going one at a time. I'm trying to get my Etsy store going, as I said. And of course, I launched 2 products. And we all know how Etsy works. It's very slow in the beginning, like any new endeavor. And I don't have the store up for a week. And this thing goes down on me. And if I'm going to be doing 3D printed products, this machine is pretty critical to that process because it prints fast. It makes nice clean prints. But on top of that, you really can't do it with just one printer. Now I do have 2 Snapmakers, but my old Snapmaker, I've used it so much that it doesn't really print nice looking prints any longer. And my son has a oh, I hope this goes here. That's what I get for talking. Yeah, I think this goes here. My son has a Prusa Mark IV that a good friend of ours gave to him. So I could use that. That thing prints really nicely, but it's not a high-speed printer. All right, I need a flathead screwdriver. All right, we got these 2 screws right here. These are the power leads. Let's see. I'll take these 2 out too. Can you believe that I had somebody watch one of my videos and tell me my garage was messy? They said, "What a mess." I'm like, yeah, I've got 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag. What do you expect it to look like in here? Make them tight. Don't break it. All right. So now all we really have on this side are 3 connectors. Now I feel like I can remember where these 3 go because there's only 3 slots on this side of the board. Come on. And the cables kind of tell you where they are or where they go from memory. Oh, I got to disconnect this antenna. Sure, that's the Wi-Fi antenna. All right. Oh, shit. Excuse my French. We got this ribbon board here. I forgot how to do this. I think it just flips up. Yeah. Ooh, that would have been bad. There. Lay that there. Let's squeeze this in here. That can go under. I really wish you guys had a better view. Sorry about that. I'm going to reconnect this Wi-Fi antenna. And this ribbon cable before I forget where they go. Ribbon cables always give me the EBGBs. There's like 100 ways to do it wrong and only one to do it right. I mean, I guess it's really not that complex, but to an old man like me, it is. I'm sure some of you guys would just slam it right in there and it would go right in the right spot. There. Hopefully that's right. All right. Oh, I got an ad on my own video. YouTube forces you to do mid-roll ads on your videos. You can pick either when you want them to come or they auto-select when they come. This is going a lot faster than I thought it would go. This is a big connector. And this connector goes here. What am I going to blow up today? At least I got one viewer. It's probably my son. Hi, Carter. Because he's curious I'm going to get this fixed or not. I did a live stream putting together the snap maker. I really had a decent turnout for that one, so I was kind of hopeful I'd get a few viewers on this, but that was a 3-hour live stream. This one's pretty short, or so it seems. Oh, wrong one. Come on. Right there. I hope this goes right. It's supposed to have the firmware in it. If it doesn't, I'm going to be very upset because I could have put the firmware in this. Maybe I should have just double checked it. But I'm hoping that this main board is one that I can actually update. Because the thing that sucks about updating your K1 Max or this K1 Max, they're all different. Everybody gets a different one with different results. Mine has been like run in between. It hasn't been horrible, but it hasn't been the best. But the board, the firmware that came on the board was like 4 or 5 firmwares behind what was out. So you update the firmware, and I wonder if that's, no, it's not loose, but maybe I can tighten it a little bit. But it was like 4 or 5 firmwares behind. So what happens? Well, I go to the new firmware, and it bricks my K1. So what sucks about that? Just go back to the firmware, right? Well, the K1 won't let you go back to the very first firmware. You have to go back one firmware at a time, and it's a process. So it's like, go back one, go through the whole cycle, take the USB out of the machine, take the machine over, or the USB over to your computer, put only the next firmware on that USB, bring it over, plug it into the machine, restart the machine, update that firmware, and go through the whole process. Then once you're done with that, then you pull the USB, you go to your computer, you plug it in, you delete that firmware, and you put the next firmware down on it, and you just keep doing that over and over 4 or 5 times until you get back to a firmware that works. So, not exactly fun. Not impossible. Even an old guy like me can do it, but not fun. All right. So, now we've got to plug this fan back in. We're going to put the bottom plate on and fire this thing up. And we're either going to see happiness or fire. I don't know which. I don't know which one is the fan. I guess it can only go in one. It's a 2-prong or a 3-prong. This is a 3-prong. At least they use different connectors for every connection. I guess they knew people were going to be working on their stuff. Ribbon cable, antenna, all our connectors are in. US Ethernet is in. I'll start putting this back on. It's 5 a.m. What's up, Legat? I'm changing, or just finished changing, the main board on my K1 Max. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Sorry to interrupt you at 5 a.m. going to the bathroom. You should get your sleep. You have to work today. I'll be going to bed after this. We're going to be powering this up here shortly to see if I did any good or not. I'm going to try to move the camera around. There's only so much USB-C length I have on there. I have a long cord on it, but my office is on the other side of the garage, and I run the cord from there all the way over to here. Just trying to rack up a few views, get a little watch time. I mean, the channel's already monetized. I get $21 a month. It's really cooking. Be retiring soon. Said nobody ever. But I enjoy making content for this channel now since I'm doing the maker thing. My live freeze. I don't see it anymore. Or not on here. Let's see. I mean, it is what it is. I clicked on it again. I got another ad. I'm just checking, guys, to see if I'm still live. Apparently I am. You slept a few hours, right? Well, you would imagine you could probably sleep until about 7. All right. These are the little shock absorbing feet. These always fall off. Hard to super glue these things on. Is it bad for your 3D printer to put it upside down? Yeah, that's what happened. I got an ad. Well, when the ad came on, mine froze. And so when it froze, I didn't realize or think about what was going on. All right, I'm gonna put these feet on. They're falling off. This is kind of cool. Speaking of the snap maker, this was something I cut out with the laser, something I was experimenting with. I didn't lay the file out right, but to be able to get like little precision cuts like that with a 10-watt laser did really well, especially like the stars on there. It cut out 50 little individual stars. Yeah, becoming a dad does inhibit your sleep. I can testify to that. All right, we're gonna put this thing back up in here. There we go. Let me get this fixed. All right, come on up. Here we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm gonna go hook up the power real fast, and I'm gonna try to get you as close as I can, and we're gonna see if this thing goes up in smoke or not. Walk to the back of the rack here. Here's the power cord. Y'all tell me if you see smoke. All right, it's on. Let's see what happens. Fingers crossed. I don't see nothing. So I didn't do something right. Let me double check. Might be pulling that panel back off. I don't know what I couldn't have or might not have done right. Oh, all right, let's see what happens now. I didn't flip a switch. I see lights up here, but I should see Creality here, and I don't. It's gonna be one of those days. Nice socks, of course. That's all I ever wear anymore is socks. My screen's not coming on. That must tell me that my ribbon cable is not hooked up properly. So back to the drawing board. Boom, boom, boom. Power off. That means we get to hang out a little bit longer. It's not a one and done. Of course, it never is. It never goes that easy. All right. Bring it back over here. Protect that glass door. Let me get you guys repositioned. All right. Back in we go. My wall clock is 5 minutes behind. My wall clock hasn't been set in forever. So it's probably more than 5 minutes off. Dang, I'm getting a lot of ads. Are you guys getting a lot of ads? I'm not worthy of a bunch of ads. Ain't nobody gonna watch me as is. Much less if I got a bunch of ads. All right, second round. Double check that ribbon cable. My screen didn't light up. It looked like the printer was coming on. The lights were working and such. I wonder if I should run my printer upside down. You guys ever seen those videos where people run their 3D printers upside down? Yeah. There's always bound to be something exciting happen when I'm working on stuff. This is something I would normally just do, but I figured since the channel is now about DIY, or not necessarily DIY, but being a maker, I consider this part of being a maker, working on your stuff. Yep, the ribbon cable is the screen cable, so that's the one that's got to be not in there properly. Let me pull this out again. All right, here we go. I thought I had that thing in there. It is not in a friendly position though. Because there's a belt. I know you really can't see, but there's a belt right here. And the way it's laid out, I can't get a good grab on it. Ooh. I don't know if that's it. All right, this time I'm going to get the power cord and bring it over here. We're going to turn it on upside down. But I've got all this stuff zip tied in, so I didn't want to have to do this. There. Don't mind me, just ripping out zip ties. All right, we'll plug this in back here. We'll slide this back a little. There. Now let's see if we get anything on the screen. We see lights. I still don't see anything on the screen. What am I doing wrong here? Must not be like fully. I feel like I'm not inserting it. I feel like I need tweezers or something to like. I hate ribbon cables. I said that in the beginning. Especially this ribbon cable. Try it again. What you saying, Legat? Troubleshooting with Steve, that's right. Wonder if you'll make a live when you succeed making something in one shoot. Who knows? Still a black screen. I'm just not doing this right. Because it should say Creality on there really fast. I just feel like I'm not getting it. Like, I feel like it should slide in there some. Maybe if I do this. Where'd the wrench go? Nothing like going live to make yourself look totally incompetent. I'm going to take the mounting screws out so I can kind of move this main board around a little bit so I can get it. The problem with the ribbon cable is it's like a Z. It goes like this, and like this. And so if you try to push it over, it makes it flip up. So it's just not, things just ain't lining up properly. All right, let's see if that worked. I'm still seeing nothing. It can't be that difficult. I've done this before. Oh man, it's always something. So maybe we won't be getting this K1 Max back up and running today. You can do it. You can do it all night long. I really, at this point, don't feel like I'm putting this cable in wrong anymore. Let's see. I forgot how this thing snaps in. I put this in, but that was a long time ago. See the cable in here. And I really don't feel like I'm doing that wrong. I'm really starting to think that it's something else wrong. Which wouldn't surprise me. That's kind of how it goes these days. Just nothing. Black screen. I mean, they have guides when it comes to ribbon cables. It's in the guide. And I really needed this to work too. I did. I have lights on. The LEDs are coming on down in there. They just shut off. That means it's doing its whole... Everything's working, it seems, but the screen. I am at a loss. I mean, I can just keep trying and trying to put this ribbon cable in again and again. But at this point, I don't think that's the issue. Because the ribbon cable is definitely in good shape. This was supposed to be a happy live stream. Maybe I'm just not going in far enough. I don't know. We'll just keep trying. Keep on trying. At least I got all the crud out of my 3D printer. It's down here on the carpet now. That's a plus. It's doing the whole boot up. The lights are blinking like it should. Just not getting the screen. I hate being so close. Just nothing. Oh well. I'm about to give this one up. I'm gonna have to say maybe something's wrong with the board. Wouldn't be the first time I got a brand new board that didn't work. Let's see. Unless I'm just totally botching this thing, but maybe I'm pushing it in too far. Still nothing. All right. Well, I'm not going to keep torturing you guys with me just sitting here doing the same thing. Yeah, it has another cable for power. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we have power. It's going through the boot sequence. I can tell by how the LED is flashing on the inside. I'm just not getting anything on my screen. And that's what the ribbon cable is for. It's for the touch screen on the front right here. Even the fans are kicking on. Which is just weird. All right, I'm going to use my phone for a second. Because old people that have a hard time seeing, I can zoom in with my phone and see if I see something in there or something I'm missing. Nothing looks bent. Well, this has been a pleasure of a time. Did I get another ad? I hope everybody's not getting as many ads as I get. Oh, I paused myself. Because all these other cables are hooked up. I have the power is right here. That's the main power in. These on this side over here are the other screen cables, but they're all plugged in. So now I got to go through the whole process of a return, it seems. Which is always fun. Because the main board for this is about $100. So what happens is you have to return this one, get your $100 back, order another one. As far as another cable for power, no, it's just a ribbon cable for this. I can pull this out and you can see the back. It's just the ribbon cable to the module. So who's to say? Because last time I had to do all the flashing and stuff, it was like I pulled it out, I put it in, everything fired up first try, no issues whatsoever. But that's not how it goes today. And we're going to call this live a flop. Because at this point, I have nothing else to say. I don't know what to do. I can put the old board back in. Maybe I should just reflash the old board again. Maybe that'll bring it back. But I can't do all that while I'm doing a live stream. So let's see here. I guess we're just going to say, hey, we tried. We failed. And whenever I figure out whatever the problem is, I will make a community post or I'll share it in my next video just to kind of let you guys know what I found and how I fixed it, because it will be fixed. It will be done. And we'll just have to see how it goes. So appreciate you guys for watching, both of you. And until next time, I will see you later.